What's up, guys? Hello, I am JP Malate, and I am going to discuss the urinary system and the reproductive system. So, let's start. The first topic that I will going to discuss is the urinary system. So, what is urinary system? Urinary system is also known as the renal system or the urinary tract. The purpose of urinary system or its function is to eliminate waste from the body, regulate blood volume and blood pressure, control level of electrolytes and metabolites, and regulate blood pH. They are part of urinary system: the kidney, ureter, bladder, and urethra. The role of the kidney is to produce urine. From there, it transported into the bladder, and then from there it's stored, and the urethra transport or release the urine outside of the body. The release of the urine is controlled by two sphincters, the internal urethral sphincter and the external urethral sphincter. This circular muscle helps keep urine from leaking by closing tightly like a rubber band around the opening of the bladder. The kidneys is surrounded by renal capsule and adipose capsule. Adipose capsule provides protection to the kidney, and it helps keep the kidney in its correct location. These are the regions of the kidney. This is the renal cortex, which is found in the outer region. The renal medulla is found inside the cortex, and the renal pelvis is in the inner collecting tube. The kidneys have an intensive blood supply via the renal arteries, which leave the kidney via the ureters. The kidneys remove urea from the blood through the tiny filter units called nephrons. Each kidney contains over 1 million of nephrons, and each nephron consists of a valve formed of small blood capillaries and a small tube called a renal tubule. Urine is one of the body waste products. It is primarily composed of water and urea. Urea is a special nitrogenous waste compound that the body must routinely remove. Urine formation occurs in the kidney in three stages: the filtration, reabsorption, and secretion. Filtration. The kidney is the body blood filtering system. Blood vessel visits the kidney and enters special ball of capillaries called the glomerulus. The glomerulus is nestled within a region of the kidney called the Bowman's capsule. This is where filtration occurs. As blood is pushed through the tiny capillaries, the high pressure forces to pass through the capillary walls. The walls act as a sieve or a filter, since it is called filtration. Water, sugar, salts, amino acids, nitrogenous waste, and other tiny things enter the kidney as a substance called the filtrate. Cells and large blood proteins that cannot fit through remain in the blood vessel. The filtrate entering the kidney is like free urine. Reabsorption. The filtrate enters the kidney in the proximal tubule. This region of the kidney is special because many things can be removed from the filtrate. These valuable things are recollected or reabsorbed by the body. Glucose, certain salts, vitamins, hormones, and amino acids are restored to the body and will not be included in urine. Sometimes, if the body has too much of something, then the extra sugar or salt will stay in the filtrate. For example, diabetics with high level of blood glucose may have glucose in their urine since it cannot all be absorbed. The filtrate after reabsorption is like free urine. Secretion. The filtrate then passes through a really neat structure called the loop of Henle. where it is gained and loses water and salt. As it leaves the loop of Henle, it enters the distal tubule, where secretion occurs. In conclusion, the filtration of blood and further processing waste exit the kidney via the ureters, tube made of smooth muscle fibers that propel urine toward the urinary bladder, where it is stored and subsequently expelled from the body urination. That's how the urinary system works. So the next topic that I'm going to discuss is the reproductive system. The female reproductive system and the male reproductive system. So first, I will discuss the female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. Female reproductive system can be divided into two parts, the external sex organs and the external sex organs. First, let's talk about external sex organs, also known as vulva. It consists of the womb pubis soft mound fatty tissues in front of the pubic bone. The word labia is derived from the Latin word which means lips. Labia majora are the outer folder that protects other external reproductive organs. They also contain sweat and oil glands. Labia minora lies inside the labia majora and surround the vagina as well as the uteral openings. The two labia minora meet at the front and form the clitoris, which is highly sensitive as it contains many nerve endings. Clitoris is highly sensitive. It is homologous to glans penis. The center part is the vulval vestibule, which contain the vaginal urethral openings. Internal sex organs of female reproductive system. The internal sex organ consists of vagina and cervical canals, two fallopian tubes, the central uterus, and pair of ovaries. Let's first talk about the vagina and the cervical canal. The vagina is a fibromuscular canal which is 10 cm long. It is lined by non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. The vagina provides a path for menstrual blood and fetus to leave the body. The vaginal mucus glands provide lubrication. It also receives the male sex organs and the sperm. The cervix is the lower cylindrical part of the uterus. It is lined by columnar cells. It also contains numerous mucus glands, which is production of mucus for lubrication. The cervix prepares the sperm for fertilization and also delays several foods during the childbirth. Now, let's talk about the fallopian tube. Each fallopian tube is a 10 centimeter long hollow organ which is made of four pads. The infundibulum is the lateral end of the fallopian tube to which numerous finger-shaped projections known as fimbria are attached. The fimbria pick up the oocyte once it is released from the ovary. The ampulla is a central delicate part of the fallopian tube and it is the first common site for the fertilization. The medial end of the fallopian tube is the isthmus, which connect the tube to the uterus. The uterus is also known as the womb with childbearing organ. The fertilized egg implants in the uterus and through a series of changes grows into a fetus. The uterus is 7.5 cm long, 5 cm broad, and 2.5 cm thick. It is made up of the following parts: the fundus, body, the cavity of the uterus which is lined by the mucous membrane, and the cornu or the corners of the uterus to which a fallopian tube are attached. Let's have a brief look about the walls of uterus. The wall of the uterus is made up of three layers that are perimetrium, myometrium, and the inner endometrium. Perimetrium has thin layer of epithelial cells that covers the uterus from outside. It is thus visceral peritoneum of the uterus. The myometrium is the central thickest layer made up of smooth muscle cells. It has a very important role in childbirth as it undergoes a series of contraction and relaxation which propel the fetus outside. It is main site for development of fibroid and adenomyosis. Endometrium is the innermost and most active layer of the uterus. It undergoes a series of changes throughout the month under the influence of hormone estrogen and progesterone. It is a site for development of endometrial hyperplasia and cancer. The ovary is the main reproductive organ which is 4 into 3 into 2 cm in dimension. The ovary has two main functions. First, it produces the female egg, also known as oocyte. Second, it also produces female reproductive hormones, the estrogen and progesterone. Looking at the cross-section of the ovary, it is made up of the central medulla and the outer part known as the cortex. The medulla consists of the dense connective tissue. It also contains all the blood vessels, nerves, and the lymphatics. The cortex consists of numerous ovarian follicles in various stages of development. These ovarian follicles secrete estrogen. When ovarian follicles matures and release a female egg, it becomes the corpus luteum, which secrete the progesterone. These are the structures that are important in male reproductive system. The vas deferens, also called the ductus deferens, the penis, seminal vesicle, the prostate gland, the bulbourethral gland, the testes, the scrotum. You have to know the basic location para mas maintindihan nyo yung function and how all these structure work together. The first part that I will going to discuss is the testes. The two testes, also known as the testicle, are the male gonads responsible for production of the sperm and the testosterone. Testicle is composed of seminiferous tubules. These tubules produce sperm via spermatogenesis. The lumen of the seminiferous tubules is lined by cells called Sertoli cells. These Sertoli cells are connected via tight junctions. Lining the outside of Sertoli cells is a layer of smooth muscles. Outside of the Sertoli cells are the Leydig cells. These are the cells that are really important. Types of compartment: the basal compartment and the luminal compartment. These compartments are basically thinking about regions of the cross section. If we were talking about the basal compartment, we are talking about the area that goes from the tight junction toward the smooth muscle. And if we were talking about the luminal compartment, we were talking about the area that goes from tight junction toward the lumen. What are the cells in the testes? Leydig cells secrete testosterone. Sertoli cells support sperm development. Smooth muscle cells. It surrounds the Sertoli cells, allow for peristalsis. This process is important as it will propel sperm through the seminiferous tubules. How does the sperm get out from the seminiferous tubule and out of the testes? The sperm in the seminiferous tubule has been produced by Sertoli cells and released into the lumen of the seminiferous tubules. Those sperm then travel to this little region here called the retitestes and into the efferent jewels. This is the point at which the sperm exit the testes from the efferent duct jewels. The sperm enter the epididymis and will ultimately make their way to the vas deferens. So that is the pathway that sperm are taking to get out of the testes. Now the sperm are in the vas deferens. The vas deferens connects with the seminal vesicles to form the ejaculatory duct. At this point, the sperm is mixed with the fluid that came from seminal vesicles. The ejaculatory duct penetrates to the prostate gland to join the urethra. As such, the sperm wind up the urethra, which receives substance from the bulbourethral glands, plus both urine and sperm are in the urethra. So that was just the pathway that sperm take from the seminiferous tubules to the urethra. The seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles secrete an alkaline fluid that can contain fructose, enzymes, and prostaglandins. Remember, alkaline fluid are basic. The purpose of this alkaline fluid is to neutralize the acid that is in the female reproductive tract. The fructose is used for energy. Remember, sperm have to swim, so they need energy for motility. The enzymes in the fluid facilitate semen clotting. There are also prostaglandins in this fluid. These are for motility and malleability of the sperm. The prostate gland is another accessory gland. The prostate gland secretes citrates, which is an energy source for sperm motility and enzymes that will break down the semen clot once it is in the female reproductive tract. The last accessory gland is the bulbourethral glands. These glands secrete a fluid that contains mucus. So that's the end of my discussion. This discussion helped me to learn more, and I hope you guys to learn too. Thank you for watching.